You like my new intro? So anyway, you've heard of Magic Knight Rayearth for the Saturn? Well, this isn't quite that, but it is similar. Very few people know that there was a Game Gear version also, and here it is, in all its 8-bit glory. I can hardly contain myself. There's Leslie from Gumball, and we're gonna kick the crap out of him. Wow, I thought it would take at least a few more hits than that. But anyway, this has a unique combat system. You see, the thing that makes it unique is that the characters spin around like you see, as the young memesters say, spin. And anyway, the faster they spin, the more damage you do. That's pretty unique. I'm kind of surprised that mechanic was never reused in anything else. It only exists exclusively in this long-forgotten Game Gear game from 1995. Okay, this guy's putting up a bit more of a fight, isn't he? So you gotta wait for your characters to switch to profile shots rather than just full body shots that with the pictures on the bottom of the screen. That's how you tell that they're ready to attack, that is. Each one has unique spells that it can do. Kind of cool, I guess. It's pretty standard for RPGs, quite honestly. So, the Magical Knight Rayearth game series is based on an anime that I haven't seen. But, it's out there if you want to watch it. I won't stop you. I don't know how I could. Damn, son. This flower's just putting up a good old fight. This'll fix you. Well, he turned a different shade at least. That's something, right? Jeez, I don't know why a full speed attack just completely wiped out the first flower in one hit, but in this case, it did not. Oh, this is all so emotionally distressing. I'm gonna turn into an emo at this rate, because the flower in Magic Knight Rayearth for the Game Gear was too strong. I actually have been on a bit of an emo music kick. Normally you kinda back away from that kind of stuff and that's gross, but I've actually tried to give it a chance lately and it's pretty good. I've been getting into this one band called Camping in Alaska, and I feel like emo music really gives texture to the everyday emotionally wearing moments. As you're in your 18th month of quarantine and it just goes on and you're so painfully lonely and everything changes, emo music lets you feel something. Sometimes it's better to hurt than to just feel nothing at all. At least you're experiencing an emotion, because that's part of the human experience. But anywho, you can switch your lead character like we're doing here. The blue-haired lady kind of looks like that one character from Pop Team Epic. You know the one. I used to remember which characters were which. I know the two main ones are Peepamy and Popico, but I haven't seen the show in like 2 years, so I could no longer tell you which was which. For God's sake, anime people, make a new season of Pop Team Epic. It's the only show I care about. Okay, we found the saw we were looking for. So there you go. Saw. We sawed it so good that it just completely and utterly disappeared. The screen flashes blue instead of red, depending on who your lead character is. The best innovations of 1995. There's an airplane passing by overhead, not in the game, but in real life. Wonder where they're going. Sounded like they were headed north. We need some energetic, hype me up type of music for when the reel spins by. You're like, let me ride that donkey, donkey, let me ride that donkey, let me ride that donkey, donkey. Gosh, my commentary's just going a mile a minute today. Poo, 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 I poo on you. I like how the talking stone that they're holding up his catchphrase is poo, poo, poo. Sounds like a French restaurant critic grading someone's food poorly. I would not wipe my own bottom with this. What's going on here with the dialogue? I haven't been paying attention. Just an extremely verbose way of saying we gotta get to the next town. We're heading southbound to the next town. That was a snippet of Lay Me Down by the Doors. Not the Doors, the Dirty Heads, excuse me. Yeah, that was a semi-popular group when I was in high school. I am gonna give them a listen once this is over with. That used to sound that group sounded so good back then when I was just an edgy 15-year-old. Alternative music. Here's the first town. It's very sparsely populated, as you can see. So yeah, the anime aesthetics really carried over into this game's art style. The NPCs look very anime-esque. It's visually consistent with the show. Or was it a movie? I don't know what medium it was from. Something to look up at some point. Here's our first boss battle of sorts. We've got a mean man, and he's gonna steal our communicator. But without the communicator, we can't talk to... something horrible came to mind immediately as I was saying that, but let's not finish that sentence. I don't need to get strung up and run out of town. Where's the giant, Mansley? Remember in Battlefront 2 Episode 2 when I said I was going to make that my new catchphrase? I'm still sticking by that once per episode at minimum. Where is the giant, Mansley? Would you believe that I've never actually even seen the Iron Giant? I just know the quote. Where's the giant, Mansley? Behind me stands a wall. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Mr. Mansley, where is the giant? This is all so damn stupid. This fight is not going in our favor. But we've got lots of provisions to keep us hanging on. We're gonna win this thing for the good of the nation. Gonna win this one for all my homies out there in Bagnor Regis. This one's for you, Bagnor Regions. How do you refer to people who live in Bagnor Regis? I mean, like, obviously New York is New Yorkers, Chicago, Chicagoans, but what about the more obscure places? Somebody in the comments can figure that one out for me. I say as if anybody actually watches this crap. Oh dear. So, what else to say about this humble Game Gear game? That lush grass-like green hair on that enemy we're fighting kinda reminds me of the Griggle from Yu-Gi-Oh! Remember that? I was never huge into Yu-Gi-Oh! I was one of those lame Pokemon Melvins. I couldn't get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Like everybody else. It was kind of a big thing when I was in elementary school, but then again, I think most of those elementary school kids just like to look at the pictures, you know, they were kinda young. I don't think they actually understood the rules of the game. They liked Yu-Gi-Oh! But not actually playing it. I did go to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament once, several years after that. I won the first round, but then not the finals. I would have been about 10 or 11 years old, and the convention was run by just like a bunch of super nerds, just like the sweatiest, nerdiest guys there ever were. It's like them, and then just a bunch of like 11 and 10-year-old kids like me at the time. It had to be a little embarrassing for them. Makes them think maybe we should find a new hobby. And one of the sweaty nerds had a big stack of Pokemon cards that he brought, and I wanted to look at him, and like he had them separated out with rubber bands, and then after I got done looking back at the cards, I just tried to put one rubber band over the whole stack of cards when there was originally two with two rubber bands, and he freaked out and, "No, don't put those together in one pile," and he seemed pretty upset at that. I don't know, did I describe that well? I feel like I kind of screwed that up. I just kind of chewed on that sentence. He had two stacks of Pokemon cards, and then I put them back together in one stack. Yeah, there we go. Yes, those decks that he had were probably battle-ready and in a specific order, and he was very upset. Okay, I'm just talking in circles at this point. But I think I've made my point. Sweaty Yu-Gi-Oh! / Pokemon nerds at the Toys R Us Yu-Gi-Oh! Championship in 2006. So we got one more episode of Magic Knight Rayearth coming whenever the heck I feel like it, so stay tuned.
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.